Fairly intense argy-bargy. Yeah, how can you even say that in an Australian accent?
No, that's Cornish.
Yeah, that's definitely not Australian, right?
Argy-bargy, mate.
Welcome to the GCN Show.
This week we have got so much to talk about. I don't actually really know where to start. We've got racing, we've got ultra endurance, we've got transfers, tech of the week, and we've got really cross.
Yeah, caption, comment, Dom's tweet of the week are all there too, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, let's move swiftly on.
No, don't pretend like you don't know, boys. Yes, it's my birthday again. Biggest news of the week.
Let's move swiftly on.
Yeah,
let's get on with 3-0.
Let's get on with the show.
Hey mate, what's this by the way? I found it on Instagram the other day. It looks remarkable like you're getting a tattoo.
Yeah, went to go and get a tattoo.
I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's going on with the stomach? Are you sucking it in or are you just looking a bit nervous?
No, that's just how I roll.
2015 seems to be the year for long distance records. Now among them, you might remember back in January, we reported that the long distance legend Bruce Barkley had claimed the record for the greatest distance covered in 7 days. Now he subsequently lost that to Richard Nutt, but he wants it back. And he's going for it, needing to cover 1,748 miles or 2,830 kilometres in order to do so.
Yeah, he's doing it over a pretty iconic course, for us Brits at least, and that's Land's End to John O'Groats, which is the length of the United Kingdom, and back again. And on the way, he's hoping to break that record of 5 hours, 5 days even, otherwise that would be blimming quick. 5 days and 21 hours, which gives him plenty of time to get back home again. But I certainly hope the weather improves, because it was a bit of a dismal start down in Land's End for him.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about another record that's been broken?
Go for it.
Yeah. Distance. Tom Davies became the youngest person ever to ride around the globe when he finished his journey just last week. Now, the 19-year-old actually took a year out between school and university and a year away from racing in order to circumnavigate the globe and cover the requisite 18,000 miles needed to get the record.
I hope he took some spare tyres.
Yeah. I bet he's going to make a comeback to racing the hill climb season with that endurance base in his legs. He'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. The taper.
Yeah, that's it. But what about you guys? We asked you last week for your epic rides. 1 man, 2 climbs. And you've not disappointed. You sent in some absolute crackers.
Michael Banner. At Mike_Banner. At GCN tweet. Hashtag epic rides. Glasgow. Italy. 14 countries. 14 days, 1,200 miles, 28K for charity. Liam Brown, at Liam_Brownie. He lets the picture do the talking. Right, I'm done.
Your commute must have been even more epic this morning, Matt, in this weather.
Yeah, look at my hair. It was 12 epic kilometres in epically wet conditions.
That was what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you'd like to send us your epic rides in, you can do so with the hashtag on Twitter, GCN Epic Rides, and you might be able to get Matt to read out your tweet in his voice. Probably won't get any entries now.
Epic voice? Don't forget, it was an epic voice.
It is an epic voice. It was quite an effort to do that voice over a relatively long period of time.
Yeah, if you send in lots of photos, we can see whether we can get Matt to lose his voice during next week's show. Caption competition now, and the results of last week's are in. Irritatingly for me, because I got started last week, there have been some amazing captions to the point where we are not going to just read out one. Matt, do you want to go first?
Well, the first one, again, it was absolutely cracking, the ones we had in. Cody Brown, no Mon, I can't see Simon winning on TV right now. You have to stop getting us mixed up. Nice one, Cody.
Yeah, and Peter Bornhart, I like yours. No, I do not want to subscribe to GCN. I hate those phone salesmen.
Yeah, but we can only have one winner, so the GCN swag this week is going to Alex Pritchard, who said this, Caption. Hello, and welcome to the UCI voicemail service. I'm sorry, but the race radio isn't available right now. For position in the race, press 1. For Van Avermaet crash information, press 2. To identify which twin you are, please press 3. Very well done, Alex. We shall get some swag out in the post to you if you contact us and give your address. Now,
and that was chosen by birthday boy, by the way, as well.
But we did tend to agree that
the official judge was given to...
Well, you need to get something like that for turning 30, don't you? It's a big milestone in anyone's life.
It's getting a bit weird, that, mate.
Yeah, anyway, this week's photo is this one from last year's Eneco Tour of Brand Tanking and his kid, presumably riding onto the sign-up. We shall get you started, as ever. Dad! Can you just stop half-wheeling me?
You said that with passion as well, mate.
Yeah. As per usual, leave your suggestions, if you can do any better ones, in the comments section just down below. Now, for those of us who are into our cyclocross, this is about the time of year when we begin to think about the forthcoming season. However, for Australian cyclocross racers, well, they've just done their national championships.
Indeed. Lisa Jacobs took the women's event. It's actually now her 3rd national title. In the men's event, it was Paul van der Ploeg who took victory, although that event made the headlines more for what Cycling Tips referred to as some fairly intense argy-bargy. Check it out.
Come on! Come on, Paul! Come on, Paul! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on, Paul! Come on! Oh, Jesus.
Next up is a wonderful message we received via our Facebook page, which I'm going to read out in full. Dear GCN, I'm a teacher at Hiroshima International School. Some students and myself are cycling from Hiroshima to Nagasaki, which is 450 kilometres, to promote peace. We'll deliver 1,000 paper cranes to Nagasaki Peace Memorial as a symbolic gesture of peace. The students and I have used your YouTube videos to help our training, and none of the students have any experience of cycling further than the local shops. Thanks for producing such great content. We have a Facebook page and are trying to get 1,000 likes for 1,000 paper cranes and a website with more information about our ride. Yours sincerely, Jason Underwood from Hiroshima International School. That's great.
That is pretty cool.
Let's
try and get them 1,000 likes then.
Definitely.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Okay, time now for a brand new segment, something which I thought about whilst I was away on holiday and I'm pretty pleased with it. It's called, wait for it, Cycling Shorts, little snippets of news from the cycling world. You want to start off, Si?
Yeah, I can't imagine where you got that idea from. Anyway, you might remember a few months back we reported on penis pothole graffiti. Now, it's clearly catching on, although some people are using prose rather than art. However, they've been a little bit less successful, as you can see here. Look, check it out. The council have gone to the effort of removing the graffiti and left the pothole. Nice.
What's that about?
Good, these cycling shorts, aren't they? Anyway, August is of course the time of year when the transfer rumour mill really goes into overdrive. A couple have actually been confirmed. So Orica Greeners have signed 2 riders, Amets Chiruta, who comes from Kakel Rural, and also Chris Juhl Jensen, winner of the Tour of Denmark, who moves over from Tinkoff Saxo. And Tinkoff actually, well, they're behind a lot of the rumours at the moment. 3 riders rumoured to be going over to that team include Adam Blythe, currently with Orica, Pipa Pozzato, who's currently with Lampre Merida, and finally the young Frenchman Alexis Viermoz, aged 2R rider at the moment and winner of a stage at the Tour de France.
Yeah, well, probably one of the biggest transfer question marks, and I think one that will probably run on for a fair bit yet, is the destination of sprint sensation Mark Cavendish. Apparently, negotiations have ended with Ethics Quickstep, leaving him open to other offers, and apparently MTN Quebec is one potential destination, and also Trek Factory Racing. Interesting to see where Cap goes. And also another bit of transfer news, Emma Johansson, the Swedish champion, she's moving across from Orica AIS to British squad with Honda. Yeah,
there's been some really sad team news as well this week, actually. Team Velocio SRAM will not be operating in 2016. Team owner Christy Scrimgeour has been at the helm since the team was part of the HTC High Road setup back in 2007. And it's been one of the most successful women's squads over the last few years. So there's going to be some pretty high-profile riders looking for a contract for next year, I would have thought.
Big shame.
And that ends our first ever cycling show. It's a great segment, I think you will agree.
The Tour of Poland finished at the weekend with overall honours going to Spaniard Jon Izagirre of Movistar after a fine performance in the final time trial. And the podium was rounded out by the Belgian duo of Bart de Klerk of Lotto Soudal and Ben Hermans of BMC.
Yeah, and the Tour of Denmark was dominated by predominantly local riders. Matti Breschel took 2 stages, Michael Morkov took 1, and the overall was won by Chris Jongewaard of Tinkoff Saxo ahead of last back.
Yeah, we also had the Vuelta a Burgos going on, and Astana looked ominously strong as they build up to the Vuelta a España, even without their key team leaders. So the winner of that race was Ryan Tarame, his teammate Michele Scarponi was 2nd, and the youngster Miguel Angel Lopez was in 4th.
Over at the Tour of Utah, Taylor Phinney impressed in his comeback race, nearly taking out stage 1, but more importantly, actually finishing the race. But overall honours were taken by young Joe Dombrowski of Cannondale Garmin, a welcome relief for that squad.
Yeah, and the 7-day La Route de France started on Sunday with a 3K prologue. It was won by Amy Peters of Liv Planta, and that race actually finishes on top of La Planche de Bellevue on Friday. So that was part of our top 10 climbs of the Tour de France video.
And just before we finish this segment, not strictly racing news, but we'd like to say a big get well soon to a few riders. Firstly, Anna van Vleuten and also Lawrence ten Dam, who both had very nasty crashes last week whilst out training. So nasty, in fact, that it doesn't look like they're going to get back into racing until 2016. And also NTN Quebec's Matt Bramier, who crashed into a car at high speed at the Tour of Utah. That's really nasty.
Yeah, we'll see that.
Tech of the week now, and we know that the UCI is allowing disc brakes to be trialled in pro races in August and September. So Neil has been doing a bit of digging to find out when and where we could be seeing them.
Back in April, the UCI announced that it would allow all pro teams to test disc brakes at 2 events of their choice in August and September. Well, August has arrived, and so too will disc brakes in pro racing. Here in Colorado, we have the very mountainous USA Pro Challenge coming up, and I reached out to every team and asked if we would see them using disc brakes. Now, most said no, but 2 teams, Trek Factory Racing and Cannondale Garmin, they said maybe. Both teams have major bike manufacturers as title sponsors, and each team has a disc road bike in its quiver, Trek with the Domane 6.9 disc and Cannondale with the Synapse disc. This year's Pro Challenge route does not have as many dirt roads as we've seen in the past. There will be no Kebler Pass or Cottonwood Pass. However, on stage 2, there is a 15-mile stretch of dirt, and that's where I believe for the first time we will see disc brake bikes in professional racing. I also reached out to Nate Field with Mavic to ask how their neutral support would handle the additional challenge of disc-specific wheel sets. This is what Nate wrote back. He said he expects that most wheel services for riders with disc will be handled by the team cars in the caravan. But he did say that each Mavic car will carry a set of wheels with 160mm rotors, like I've got here, adding that spacing will likely be an issue since it'll be a neutral wheel and not an exact match to the team wheel, unless, of course, the team is running Mavic wheels, which Cannondale Garmin does. And this is why the UCI is giving teams and neutral support a chance to have a test event, to see what works and what doesn't.
Talking of disc brakes, we had an excellent comment under last week's show from Mark Webber in relation to the old disc brake debate. Mark said, in the debate about disc brakes in the pro peloton, Greg Van Avermaet proves that disc brakes don't stop faster than rim brakes.
Yeah. Guess there's no arguing with that, really. We also had a message on Facebook from J. David Mambo Franzmeier, who has definitively proven pictorially that although disc brakes might be safe for humans, the same can't be said for snakes.
That's just awful, isn't it? That's Extreme Corner as well, combined into one, isn't it?
Oh man, that is grim.
And National Geographic as well, all in there.
Can you imagine having to pull that out? I don't know.
I'd just jet wash it.
With that.
I'd just jet wash that.
The finish approaches.
Time for comment of the week now, which I've also chosen because it's my birthday.
Is it?
It comes in from a regular contributor, which is Jix's 750 pilot, who said, Matt, national champion, YouTube and commentary legend, probably the best guy to have never won the Tour de France. It's just a shame World War II got in the way.
You chose that?
Yeah, I thought that was cracking.
It's just... Dom's tweet of the week this week comes from Andreas Stauff of NTN Quebecer. He was clearly happy after his team's 1-2 victory in the Tour of Denmark. Christian Spragli closely finished behind Edvald Bosenhagen. He was so happy, he says, weirdly, sometimes you're the dog sometimes you're the tree. Great teamwork again, but today it worked out perfectly. Wise words, Andreas Stauf.
Does he mean that they are the dog today?
I really don't
Presumably.
know.
Yeah.
I
I would
guess they're not
imagine
a
he's the
tree.
dog, and normally they're the tree.
Presumably the rest of the peloton was who they peed over.
Peloton is like a forest of
I never
trees.
thought of it like that. On the channel this week, on Wednesday, it's how to dress for hot weather.
When it's really hot, you don't need to wear much at all. But let's face it, riding in the nude, not an option. Let's take a closer look at what you need to wear when it's hot.
In very hot conditions, you may wish to dispense with a base layer altogether. But given the very fine and fragile nature of today's kit, it doesn't offer much protection should you come off. On Thursday, it's the top 10 riders to watch at the US Pro Challenge.
Yeah, and on Friday we've got GCN Investigates. This time we look into whether disc brakes do actually stop you faster. And on Saturday, we take a closer look at Adam Hansen's Ridley Pro bike, which has possibly the biggest saddle to bar drop in the whole peloton.
Yeah. On Sunday, we've got Off the Back. But on Monday, we show you how to clean your helmet. Getting into the shower with your helmet after your ride is an excellent place to clean it. Something that we like to do a lot of. I think that's it. But I will just say, actually, just so I don't disappoint anyone, there will be no innuendos whatsoever in that video. You can watch Daniel Lloyd rummage through lots of helmets, as he often does. Yeah, none at all.
Be straight as a die.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Or to subscribe to GCN so that you can see helmets on a daily basis. Well, why not just click on me?
Okay, it's time now for the finish of our show, which is, of course, Extreme Corner. Thanks, lads.
Oh, yeah.
This week's comes from stage 4B of the Tour of Denmark, and
pretty
this
extreme.
is Jay McCarthy, who had quite a slow time in the time trial when you look down the results list, but he had an excuse.
He certainly did.
Check this out. Got the ending to do, yeah?
No, just
do it on my own.
wow.
Thanks very much for watching. We've got more great content for you here on GCN. So if you'd like to see our pedal analysis video, what is that? You click just up there. On the other hand, if you'd like to see the top 10 If you'd like to see top 10 climbs from Northern America, you can find that by clicking down there. And if you would like to subscribe to GCN, you can just click
on your helmet,
on
Dan.
one of these exploding bottles. It's all over me.
Happy birthday, Dan.
What a birthday this is.
Happy birthday. Oh,
12.
21.
Oh, 21, yeah, not 12.
No, 30. Cheers, boys.
All right, mate.